little bit of a late, I don't know how late I'm going to go, but we're going to do a little late night ride along. And I have not yet delivered today. So we are just hitting the road now. Kind of had a bunch of things we had to finish up. I had to make a run to UPS to drop off my Amazon shipment, as well as to ship a couple of things to one of my buddies. So I got that done. I had to take some things to the storage locker because we're in process of moving in the weeks ahead. So I'm slowly emptying out where we're staying right now. So that way we don't have to do it all at once, trying to take a trip. I also need to get a couple things out of the storage locker. So there's a nice trade that we got done. Then one of my buddies and his wife, they each sent me some free Chick-fil-A 8-count chicken nuggets that day. So grab those. So we got food with us if you need it, as well as the full Chick-fil-A sauce I've gotten in a long time. And it was someone who knows me and likes just right from the start gave 2 full cups of the blueberry lavender lemonade. So I almost entitled this No Expectations, because I really have no expectations as to what it's going to be like. So we're going to see. We got an Uber coming through. Oh, man. $24 for 21 miles. We're not taking high mileage late at night out into the heart of darkness. As much as I would love to take a nice $24 order to get the shift off, not for 21 miles away from there. And part of this is just when in the daytime, like in the middle of the afternoon, I might be more likely to take something like that. There's another 6 for 10 from Uber that we're passing on. We've got almost everything on. The only thing I haven't actually turned on yet is Shipped. I'm not saying I won't take it, but that's the only one I haven't added to schedule for the day. So we have nothing. We're starting, this is our first time delivering on the day. So we're just starting fresh. So if you've been out there delivering all night, let me know how you've been doing. Hope it's been good and productive for you. I will be out all day tomorrow, all day Saturday, and a good chunk of Sunday, at least Sunday afternoon, evening. Cortex, how's it going? Yes, the Viking delivery service is out and about tonight. Thanks for hanging out with us. So everybody's coming on in. Would you just hit that like and subscribe? Even if you can't stay for super long, I would appreciate it so much just in supporting a channel. We're out trying to find some deliveries to do. It is Thursday night football, and sometimes that means we get more orders than normal. I'm getting out super late. Viva Scandinavia. Yeah. It's more Scottish actually, but it's okay. We're going to roll with it. I used to live up in Minnesota, so at least I know a little bit of the accent, even though I can't really do it. So we're just looking for some orders to deliver. We got some free Chick-fil-A that I got from my friends in the car with us. I got Sip Cup from Panera in the car. So we're just really looking for some orders. So if you are a gig delivery driver, let me know how things have been for you. If you're not and you have any questions about it, love to answer your questions about that or really anything else, any other sort of side hustle thing. I just dropped off a shipment going to Amazon FBA earlier today. I was trying to ship it and Amazon's inbound shipping prices were just nuts. What I figured should have been like $25 came up as $77. I'm like, I am not desperate enough to ship this in today. But sometime this afternoon, they fixed it, and I was able to get my order shipped out, and or my box in. It was something like 70 some items that I shipped in to Amazon, and they had corrected the inbound shipping price. It was just $19. So that ended up working out. So I did get my Amazon shipment out after all was said and done. And we're just gonna head. I think I'm just gonna move. I don't really have any plan other than just to move. Stay moving. So basically I can go 2 different ways. I can either go right or left, which I know, really novel, right? But I can either go north or south when I get onto my main strip. I generally like to do south near the end of the night because it's close to home. Sometimes I can spike one last good order before it's time to go home. North is better for supper time, and we're kind of in between. But being that it's always easier to turn right, and I believe that even UPS has it so their drivers always turn right. This is a $14 for 15 mile. It's a down. I have to head to the left and then back to the right. We're not going to do that. That's on Grubhub. So we're going to pass that. Ubereats is sending us a $4.27 for 2 orders going 15.4 miles. That obviously is a decline as well. So we're going to make our way north. We're going to test that way. There is some high-end pizza and steak and kind of like good all-American food there. So we're going to go try that. Uber's sending us a $12 for 9 mile, but it's going really far north. And I don't, like I said, I'm looking to take small, short orders tonight. Tonight's not necessarily about the money. I'm kind of just wanting to hang out with you guys. Obviously, I'd like to make some money, but I care much more about not putting on, 50, 60, 70 miles. I'll probably be doing that tomorrow and Saturday. But anyway, we'll be kind of picky right now, not because we should, but just because I want to. And that's part of the benefit of being in control of these apps. How's it going, Andrew? Thanks for hanging out with us. So we are just hunting for a good order to deliver. We've seen a couple close to good, but not quite, at least not for what I'm looking. Too high mileage. I'm looking for lower mileage, unless the pay is just absolutely extraordinary. That's an acronym that I don't really know. Hey, appreciate it. We have people coming in and out all the time, and so this is kind of an unannounced stream. Abid, hey, thanks so much for hanging out with us. So it actually deserves to be a lonely stream anyway, because there's really nothing going on for deliveries yet. So hopefully by the time we get something exciting, and people will be here to see it. But right now it's just someone driving. Hey, 49ers, how's it going? Long time no talk. We are doing well. So we're hanging out, and I just started, so I have not delivered yet today. I got my Amazon shipment sent in to Amazon FBA for the sourcing that we did earlier this week, and I did an exchange of some stuff from the storage locker, and got my Chick-fil-A, got some free Chick-fil-A from my friends. They had some free stuff that was expiring tonight, so I got that. So we've got people in line to become admins when we're ready for that. We're just not quite ready for it. We're just kind of a nice casual hangout at this point, and we're not super big that I worry too much about it. But the best thing that any of you can do is just hit that like and subscribe button, help us grow the channel. We're on a pathway. We've got a couple of goals. We're trying to get to 700 subscribers this week. I kind of initially said Friday. I don't know if we'll get there or not. We'll see. I'm going to plan on streaming a lot tomorrow, but our goal is to get to 700 subscribers, and we're trying to get our watch hours up. We just crossed 2,300 watch hours, so next goal is 2,400, trying to just keep inching up 100 watch hours at a time. So those are the biggest things. All right, we got something. I think we're going to take this one. This is $12 for 5 miles on Uber. So we're pretty close to this already. I like these orders over $10. Kevin, how's it going? My brother from further up in Florida. So these when you get like $10 plus orders on Uber and the mileage is like at least $2 per mile, there's often a decent chance of a hidden tip. So it's the closest thing that you have to a plus on Ubereats like we have for Doordash. So I tend to take them. If I'm over $10 and over $2 a mile on Uber, I'll take it most of the time, unless it's something absolutely crazy, super high mileage or something that I know I have to drive the whole way back. But this one, I'll have to double back a little bit, but not super far. So I'm good with this. If I could set myself a goal for tonight, honestly, I'm only looking to do about $50 here in like 2 to 3 hours. And I'm going to be out all day tomorrow, so it's a $9 for 9 mile on Grubhub. So we're going to pass on that. Now Tap 42, this is where we're picking up from. It's a nicer restaurant. They do tend to be a little bit slow. Like the other day, I arrived and it wasn't ready, and then I went and delivered another order that was like 2 miles away and came back and they had just finished up the order. I'm hoping that since we are past the main supper rush, we're good. This is 4 items. It includes steak and chicken wings and other things, so definitely a chance for a hidden tip on this. We never depend on it or whatever. Doordash is sending us $11 for 7 miles from Chipotle, but it is not going in the same direction that we're going, so we're going to decline. And honestly, for right now, if that's the best that they have for us, we're going to pause Doordash for a couple minutes and not worry about it. We gotta watch out for some pedestrians and some cross traffic and different things. Now there is a valet here, but I don't even know if there's not even like an extra spot for me to park. So that's the negative of this particular plaza that I'm in, is it is very difficult to find parking sometimes. I know there is a place to park around back, but then we have to walk to it a little bit. So, but I think that's probably what we have to do. If it's in the daytime, it's not too busy, I'll ask that valet to park kind of right up front, but there's not even a spot for me to go right now. So I will save my ask. There's nothing wrong with asking valets if you can use their spots to park for a couple minutes. I found, at least around me, the vast majority of them, if they have the space, will gladly work with you to make that a reality. But I'm also not going to do anything that's going to truly inconvenience them. The other good news is we're in a pretty high-end area, so I'm not really worried about anyone stealing this car here. So we're going to just go ahead and back in. It's a little bit of a walk. I'm going to just leave you guys streaming. I don't know if I'll leave the car running, but I can definitely leave you streaming. This would definitely be, my car would be one of the bottom 5 vehicles here. And the rest of the bottom vehicles would be the other delivery drivers. So we're more of a ragtag bunch. And when you got an 04 Pontiac vibe, it sticks out really well against a Lambo and a Maserati. So we're gonna go. Hopefully this will be ready. That's the goal. I am gonna stop the car. Get caught up on chat messages here real quick. Tornado, like and subscribe. Absolutely. Yeah, no, we got a good crew. I know when we get to the part of having admins and mods and stuff like that, we're going to be in great shape. We have some high quality people who are just regulars to the streams. They just kind of come and go as they want, and that's what we love about it. Because some of them are working like I am, others are off. Some might be sleeping, some might be watching other streams. I know there's lots of streamers who like to go on. So I'm gonna go get this. Hopefully this will be ready from Tap 42. I'll be right back. I have the BRB. So, fraternity sorority mixer. That just sounds like a middle school dance, only slightly less awkward. Or maybe slightly more awkward. I'm not even really sure. right, we are back. I'm not gonna lie, when I walked into the restaurant, I got really nervous because I saw at least 5 delivery drivers there just staring at their phones. If you've done this long enough, you know there's drivers staring at their phones. So wait, but mine was ready. So I don't know why or how, but we're gonna take it. No complaints here. So we've got about a 4.5 mile drive to the very north end of Naples. This is almost Bonita Springs. It may even, I don't know if it technically is or not. No, it's technically still Naples, but barely. So we're barely Naples. I think I'm gonna turn this off for now, at least until I'm kind of out of this crazy parking lot. So, anyway, thank you guys all for hanging out tonight. Hope that you are having a good night. This is our very first delivery of the night. It is a $12 for 5 mile Ubereats from one of our local places, Tap 42. At least I think it's local. I've been learning more and more. A lot of these places that I thought were local are actually chain restaurants or just high-end chain restaurants. So, but as far as I know, this is a local joint. So, and there's always just something about that I think that's a little more fun as a delivery driver. You know, when you deliver tons of Taco Bells and even nicer places like Carrabba's and stuff, it's fun to know that at least in a small way you're supporting a local small business, because the fact that you're delivering means that they got an order that they probably would not have gotten had the delivery service not been available. And I know they don't all love it, but that's at least something for me I enjoy. So it looks like about a half mile is just getting out of the parking lot area and into the main direction that we're going. We got cars pulling U-turns. All right, now we go north. So earlier I passed on a $24 for 21 mile. You know, for me to be really excited about taking an order like that, that would have to be a $50 order, especially since it's out in the middle of nowhere. So all those miles are dead miles on the way back. And wow, something smells really, really good from whatever that order is. I know there's like steak in there. That's probably what I'm smelling. It's been a while since I've had a good steak. All right, we need to get moving here. Some of these cars are driving like they've got all day. We don't have all day. We gotta drive here. So, awesome. Well, thank you everyone for hanging out. If you haven't hit that like and subscribe button, I'd appreciate it so much. We're on our journey to 700 subscribers, and our next checkpoint is 2,400 watch hours. We just crossed the 2,300, and so love it if you would hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching, hanging out with us. Hitting that like button just kind of helps feed that YouTube algorithm more and more. If you've got any questions regarding food delivery and other things, I'll do my best to answer them. I'm streaming on an old iPhone 8, so the messages kind of disappear sometimes, but every time I stop and it's safe to do so, I try to get caught up on messages. So if I miss your message now, I will do my absolute best to get back to it in a little bit. We're small enough, you don't have to do super chats to get your message read or at least responded to, though we are working in that direction to try to get those unlocked here. So my goal is a fully monetized YouTube channel for Christmas. That's all I want for Christmas. One year I started January, the first video I did on this channel in terms of this aside of hustle once I rebranded it was my deliveries on January 1st last year. So I'm trying to be January 1st next year. get all that stuff done. So it looks like we're just going to a regular house. Doesn't look like we're going to any sort of apartment complex. So that's really nice. Going up the fancy $1 million per unit condos is fun, but it does take a lot of time. I did have one really good order last night when I was out. Awesome. I'm working out a deal on Facebook Marketplace with someone who's going to be picking up some boxes probably tomorrow. So let me see what they said. I think they said just leave them out and they'll pick them up tomorrow morning. All right, so I'm just going to respond to that. Perfect! Exclamation point. I will send you the address a little later tonight. Period. Please just leave the $5 per box that you want under the doormat. Period. Thanks! Exclamation point. All right, so this is how we do it. We're not just trying to deliver to make money. We're also trying to sell items on eBay, Amazon, Facebook Marketplace. We got all these different things going. It's really nice. So now I've got like the deal. It's just like 4 boxes for like $20, but you know, it's $20 with all me having to do is respond to messages and put out some boxes before I leave the house tomorrow morning to go deliver. So that's what we're going to do. I know not everybody can do it, but if you are looking to get into Facebook Marketplace doing porch pickups, where you just put the item out, and I would recommend for like $20 or less, as long as you're in a relatively safe area to do it, you don't have to deal with porch pirates too much. It's been a great way. I think I've only had one person who ever stiffed me, and it's just for stuff I'm trying to get rid of anyway. So it's kind of like if they really need this stuff and can't afford it, at least they take it away so I don't have to deal with it anymore. That's kind of the way I look at it, at least. So we got about a half mile to our turn, 1.5 miles to our delivery, but we're gonna go ahead, shift over to our left lane. So do you guys find that you get better orders on Thursday night and Monday night when there's football games going on? I tend to think it's gotta be at least a little bump. Maybe the bump is just simply because, at least around here, Tuesdays and Wednesdays are just so horrible. Such a tough thing to do. All right, and quickly check. Hey, Jaeger, how's it going? Sorry, I knew I missed somebody. I knew I'd seen something. So, hope that you are doing well. Good talking to you again today. Now we're back in the original habitat of this channel of doing some food delivery. We got a $12 for 5 mile. We gotta go, what, how far? Another half mile, make a turn. So it's kind of right in between our town and the next town north. So I don't really like delivering the next town north at night because just the percentage of people out and about on bikes and bikers who like not like motorcycle bikes, but like bicycle bikes, and the number of bicyclists that don't really follow the rules of the road up there, it's scary. I don't like driving up there at night. And it could be I'm just an old fogey, but oh, I kind of look like a ninja, don't I? Like a anyway, to me that's not a risk I want to take. Same reason that I don't deliver on Halloween. There's just way too many things that can go wrong Halloween night by being out and delivering. Regardless of if you want to be with your family or whatever. You know, I know everyone has different things. Hey Nick, how's it going? We're on the way. This is my first delivery of the night, believe it or not. So we're just, we got like half mile away from the final delivery. So it's a $12 for 5 mile Ubereats from one of our local restaurants. There's some steak, there's some chicken wings, some other stuff in this. So we're hoping that maybe there's a nice hidden tip on here too. We won't find out because it's Ubereats for at least an hour. I have delivered back in this neighborhood before, and I don't deliver back here much, but when I do, it's almost always a good tip. And I suppose it's also on the northern end of town, so I tend to not come this far north unless it's for a good tip, so maybe there are bad offers back here. But at least for my sake, most every time I've been back here, it's been for a good delivery. All right. So we gotta find our actual address here. We are like just trying to find the house. All right, looks like we're gonna be left side, strong side, right? Left side, strong side. So we are, it says drop off. I still don't know where the house is. We're gonna go, it's maybe this one. Well, the next one is too far, so we're gonna throw on the flashers. We'll throw on the light. Since I don't ever like dropping off until I officially see the number, so I'm gonna go check the mailbox, check all the places I can think of, make sure it is the right spot. All right, so we're done. It's delivery 1. I'd say my goal is like $50 in 3 hours. I'd be happy with that tonight. Doing this as much for the hangout with you guys as I am for the actual making money. Andrew, it's all good. Sometimes we lose the stream on our end too. So sometimes we're the one that's having the technical difficulties. So it's all good. I feel like we've got just one of the most chill streams. Just saw a skunk. So this wasn't while delivering, but I actually have one time when I was like driving out in the country, I actually saw alligator roadkill. I didn't even know it was possible. The thing must have gotten smoked by a semi, but I saw that. We see, in terms of like on a semi-regular basis, especially at night, raccoons. Believe it or not, this shocked me because I didn't know this till, much later in my life. We have armadillos in Southwest Florida. I always thought armadillos was like a Texas-only thing. So armadillos is another one. All sorts of lizards and geckos and creepy crawlies and stuff like that. Yeah, it was like out on a back road, like where the speed limit's like 55 miles an hour, and a gator must have just come out. I mean, I was like, wow. So apparently it's possible. I mean, I saw that one time. That's probably the craziest roadkill I've ever seen. But we don't usually see gators on the loose for the most part. The main time you hear about that is if there's like major flooding and then they kind of go. Not that they're not around. If there's a pool of water somewhere, you just assume in Florida that there's a gator in it. But don't usually see them while delivering. But lots of kind of those nighttime possums. We have possums down here too. We see a lot at night. I don't see many skunks. I don't know if I assume they live down here. If I was a skunk, I'd live down here. But lots of raccoons, possums, armadillos would be kind of maybe the 3 nighttime animals that we see the most. You can see deer. They're very scrawny deer down here, but we have a few. I mean, I've been warned of panthers dropping off way out in the boonies. That's another reason why I don't like driving way out there late at night anyway. Like, it's got to be good money if I'm going to risk a panther hopping on me when I get out of the car. So, you know, like, you got to pay a panther tax for sure. So there are panthers and bears kind of as you go into, the closer you get to the Everglades, the more you find that. Of course, there's snakes and stuff in the Everglades. Oh, Uber is like, hey, you want to deliver that? How about this? $9 for 20 miles for Wingstop. Yeah, and it's way out in the boonies that we were just talking about too. So that's going to be a no. Yeah. No, I mean, like, when you get out, so this is like, you could just imagine if this area were undisturbed by humans, it would almost just be jungle down here with how much it rains and how fast things grow and everything. So it's just like a lot of this was kind of old swampland, and there's still lots of remnants. I remember 5 or 6 years ago, there was a report that there was a bear that had somehow made it all the way down to the beach. It was just like out on the beach. And then they said they tranquilized him and rehomed him. And at that time we were living kind of right on the edge. And later that afternoon, a bear came walking right through our yard. And this is not up north. This is Southwest Florida. We have bears down here, panthers. And then if you go into the Everglades, you have like pythons and lots of all sorts of creepy crawlies. I mean, just way too much wild stuff. So. Oh, Nick, I'd love to hear the theory. I mean, I'd love to hear the theory. So shoot what you got. So Nick's got an idea as to why sometimes they make you take a picture of the receipt and other times not. So I'll share a little bit. I don't really have a theory, but my observations on it. My most interesting observation is this. It seems like when I have to take a picture of the receipt, I have to do it a bunch of orders in a row. And then I go a really long time without having to do it. So, and by a long time, I mean, you know, a good handful of orders. So I feel like I end up doing it like 2, 3, 4 times in a row. And then I get a break for a while. So I love it. And I don't care how wild it's like, even if you want to go crazy conspiracy theory on stuff. You guys know I'm always up for a good conspiracy theory talk for fun. I always like to know kind of what sort of crazy ideas people have. We were talking Mandela effect the other night, having fun with that. The later it gets, like the more it's like, hey, let's just talk about it. Like, I got nothing better to do. All right, PF Chang's order, is it good? No, it is not. It is $4 for 5 miles, so we will decline that. By the way, if we're talking like weird things with Doordash, I am still a Platinum Dasher. My acceptance rate is now down to 43%. So my theory is that somehow my app has time warped back into the old Top Dasher, where it just gave me all the Platinum benefits for the month, because I have no idea what else. Oh, and my rolling deliveries is only 60. So I've got like 60 rolling deliveries in the last 30 days. Oh, Mandela effect. Okay, so Mandela effect is this concept of misremembered things. So there's all sorts of different things that people remember that now supposedly aren't true and were never true. So there's all sorts of different ones. It's a really fun thing to look at. There's all sorts of theories as to how it happens or doesn't happen. But for example, the Monopoly man, you know, the man from the Monopoly board game, a lot of people remember him having a monocle, you know, like a single eyeglass or whatever on his eye. Well, at least according to what I've seen, it is reported that he does not and never has had a monocle. ever in his life. And so the Mandela effect is all these different things that not just one or two people, but large groups of people have distinct memories of, that according to what is the official history of these things, just never was true, never was the case. So it's a fun study. What's Grubhub sending us here? $5 for 10 miles. Thanks, Grubhub. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. All right, so we're kind of just passing by where we just picked up from, which is at Tap 42. $8 for 11 miles. So the orders that are coming in are in line with like football orders. Like that was just a barbecue thing. And it should be noted too, I got out really late tonight. So, all right, do I take this? It's $9 for 3 miles from Chipotle. I'm gonna take it, but I'm not gonna turn anything off, because on the surface it sounds really good, but we're going back to that same spot where it's so hard to find parking, and this Chipotle is often horribly behind, like 20-minute waits. So, but the dollars per mile isn't bad, so 9 for 3 is, can't really complain about that. So we're gonna take it. We just got to make a little U-turn here. Do that. And I saw another post come through. I'll read that here, but I'm gonna try to make. I got a group. Nope, not gonna make it. I was gonna try to make it through my green arrow here before we got stuck, but now we're gonna be stuck here for a couple minutes. There's also a chance we can get some other Doordash stuff or get stacked with something while we're in here too. So. Always on that. Yeah, so Nick, that I've had that same observation for sure, and it's gotten me multiple times, because there's been multiple times where it's like, a lot of times I don't hit like confirm pickup until I'm actually driving. And then it's like the continuous pickup, and now I'm driving, and now I got to take a receipt. So I try to pay attention to that. But do you think there's a reason why? Do you think it has something to do with customers reporting? Because you would think if it had to do with you as a driver, you would just always have to do it, or always never have to do it. So I just wonder, is it kind of like when you have to fill out the PIN for Ubereats? But I mean, I've had to even get signatures from Doordash customers at times too. All right, well, we're getting a Chipotle also from Doordash. It's $5 for 5 miles, so we're gonna skip that. I just saw a Spirit Halloween pop up on Instacart. I think shopping for Halloween costumes would just be so lame. Just like, because you got to find it, and then you got to find the right size, and then you got to find all the accessories. It looked like a good order. I don't know how far it was, but it was like $25. So, okay, sounds good. Yes, okay. So I do know that. The first part of what you said, I was aware of that. All right, you got us in suspense now. You got us hooked. Oh, it's going 37 miles. My goodness, what time does Spirit Halloween close? Maybe I need to. It's 27:56 batch pay. Maybe I need to find out when Spirit Halloween closes, and just show up right after. Accept it if I can do that. Because obviously I'm not driving 37 miles, but $27 base pay. If they close at 9, that could be a really nice order. All right, well, we're here at the Chipotle. See if there's parking. And is it late enough in the night that there's parking spots? There are parking spots. It is late enough. It's not weekend too. All right. Let me figure out where this Spirit Halloween is though, because I don't mind sitting here for a minute in case we can get stacked, because Chipotle is good for stacking. Okay, so it's the next one north. let me find out their hours. I'd have to drive about 8 miles north, but for $27 batch pay, if the store is closed, you guys know that trick, right? Like if you grab an Instacart and the store is closed, you just get the batch pay. So, oh, it closes at, wait, hold on, that one closes at 11. This one does close at 9. Is that the right address? 13595. That is, they do close at 9. Oh man, we might have some free Instacart money coming our way. All right. So, on the off chance that we're sitting here for a minute, and I don't think have you posted your follow-up yet? Sergio, welcome to the chat. No more Chipotle. Yes, so that's what I do like that. I do like the blocking non-tipping customers by calling support. I have not had any since I've learned about this, but I'm definitely looking forward to trying that shortly. So we're gonna go, hopefully this Chipotle is ready. It's only $9 for 3 miles, but then we're gonna see if maybe we can grab this Spirit Halloween. But I gotta wait a little bit. All right, it was ready. So I'm being surprised tonight with orders being ready when I don't think they normally would be. So. Made a door, so we got that. Any new cool chat that I missed out? I'm back. Yeah. Yeah, so Sergio, this is like, no, I'm not okay. Who's the one who does that? I don't think so. I actually have free Chick-fil-A from my buddy in the car. They had some free Chick-fil-A that was expiring. There is somebody who does it though. There is someone who, like, I forget who it is. They, like, anytime it's like a no tip order, they just eat the food. So we're not going to do that though. Not today, at least. But all right, I just got a note from the customer as well, and it says, good evening, Craig. So at least it's personalized. I always appreciate that. It's like if they're using their name, that means they care about you as a person at least a little bit. All right, let's see what they said, because I didn't. It's a little tricky. You're gonna go the driveway on the left. It almost looks like an exit. All right. That doesn't really make sense now, but hopefully it will make sense when we get a little bit closer. Because sometimes, I don't know, you guys ever have that, like the directions don't make sense. Oh, Sergio, I wanted to, so do that. Free food is always, absolutely. And I would say about once or twice a week. I got free food last night from an Instacart order. It was like, they said, like, replace with whatever, and here's the best suggestion. I replaced it with a suggestion, and when I went to drop it off, like, we don't want it. Yeah, almost better than free. That'll work perfect with who is doing the mixer tonight. They need the free beer at the mixer, the frat sorority mixer. So, but yeah, this is streaming on an iPhone 8 that is connected to my car's Wi-Fi. So I don't bring you guys along with me into the stores unless it's going to be a longer shopping trip, because one, I'll lose connection while I connect to the other thing. So it's just easy. The car Wi-Fi streams for about 5 minutes after I park. It's the T-Mobile Sync Up Drive is what it's called if you're looking for Wi-Fi in your car. I'm not going to say I recommend it. I use it. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say I use it. And some days it works really well, and other days it's frustrating. The nice thing is it's been actually working really well for the last 2 or 3 days. And I do know my data on it is resetting in like 2 days as well. So that's a good sign that at least we're going to be able to stream a lot for the next little bit. And I've tried to not use it too much. 38 minutes, still no orders. Yeah. I've been fortunate enough. Here, I'm going to respond to this customer because that was a really nice note. Let's go here. Let's go. Thank you for the information. Exclamation point. I am on my way to you, period. I will reach out if I have any questions when I get closer. All right, and then we're gonna throw this because I'm trying to keep my eye on this. We're only 2.5 miles away. All right. I'm gonna get over because I know we're making a right turn here soon. Get Waze going because Waze runs in the background. Kevin, you'll be dashing later tonight. Is later tonight like late night for you? Yeah, I know. So it's in the comments so it's updated as far as it can be updated for things like YouTube, but the comments back in the day when iPhone 8 was out, the most you could get comments, they only stay on the screen for like a minute or two. So I'm a home cooked meal. My wife is an amazing cook. I am spoiled. So right now we're in a season because she's working too. Actually I'm driving right past her school as we speak. 10 to midnight. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to stay out that late tonight, though. This weekend I'm going to do some late night shift. So we've had to do a little more prepared meals, but she is just an amazing cook. She made homemade pizza yesterday because they actually had a day off for parent-teacher conferences, and she's just a teacher's aide, so she didn't have to be there. All right, here's our turn. Yeah, she makes the dough. So we have a bunch of different dough recipes. She's currently using the one she likes the best. I don't care. For me, it's pizza. But she likes the one, for those of you who know Chip and Joanna Gaines from HGTV, she has like a cookbook. And so she likes that recipe. My wife likes that recipe, so she made that one yesterday. So we mix the dough and then just get like tomato sauce and then like turn it into our own like pizza sauce. Get the fresh mozzarella. So we are, yeah. But she's just really good with kind of anything you name it. She makes all of our kids' birthday cakes and they look like one step below professional. Like with all the tools that she doesn't have at her disposal, she still makes them look amazing. So, yeah, I'm spoiled. And sometimes the scale proves it too. Because she's good. And she's like any sort of baked good, pastry, all that stuff, pies. She's good. She's a good cook. So, yeah, I would choose home cooked meals over fast food. Yes, she is. I would choose home cooked meals over fast food. But if you're gonna say like my favorite fast food, okay, well if you're talking like true fast food, I mean I'm kind of a Chick-fil-A cultist. That's probably. But I almost always will defer. I mentioned earlier in the stream I like delivering from local restaurants. I will almost always defer to eating from local restaurants as much as possible too. So I love just doing that, but I'm a sucker for just a nice big plate of barbecue. Yeah, hey, someday when we get a little bit better organized, we'll have like a meetup and I'll have her make some food for everybody. I don't know what she would make for like that big of a group, but she'll make something you'll all love. Absolutely see the confusing thing here. Yes, it does look like. Good. All right. I know I'm not catching all these comments, so we are pulling in right now. So this is going to a condo. It's probably not gonna. You're probably not gonna be able to see much other than you can see all the floors there. So these are. We're going. This is a beachfront condo that we're dropping off to, but we are meeting them down below. So I can leave everything running because nobody who is staying in $500,000 to $1 million condos is worried about stealing this hunk of junk. All right, so I'm gonna go deliver this here real quick. All right, and I made sure to let her know. Just thankful for her good directions. So, like, I know some people are like, oh my goodness, people talk too much and they give, like, look, the reason people give directions is because they've had issues with these things in the past. So, all right, we're gonna go see. It's 8:45. Yeah, so we're gonna grab this Spirit Halloween based on the fact that I'm pretty sure the store is going to be closed. If not, I'm just going to cancel it and I'm going to take the hit. It's a 6-mile drive. But if we're right and the store is closed, then we get $27 base pay. So I'm willing to take this risk. So, and I'll show you, if you don't know how to get full batch pay if a store is closed, I'll show you guys how to do that here if you want to hang tight. For those of you who are on Instacart, this is an Instacart hack. And it comes in handy because I think a lot of times people don't know or understand how to actually get full base pay. It is by far one of the best perks of Instacart that they do not dock you. Of course, you know, the customer saves $2. I'm just going to cancel and I'll take that hit. And I've got room on my cancellation rate. But I'm going to do that here. Let's see. I know I'm missing all sorts of chat. Yeah, barbecue is just amazing. I mean, Texas barbecue, Kansas City barbecue, love it. I mean, I'm probably slightly more partial to Kansas City, but I haven't had every kind of barbecue from around the country. Oh my goodness, yeah, barbecue is so good. For those who know Kansas City, my favorite, if you've got a favorite Kansas City one, my favorite one in Kansas City, I think, is Arthur Bryant's. But yeah, if I had to have fast food, I think I'm going to Chick-fil-A. The spicy deluxe, remove the pickles, add bacon. That's my specialty. So do that. So like, if I really don't care about anything, get me like the gallon of sweet tea or gallon of sweet tea lemonade mix, one or the other. And then give me the Chick-fil-A spicy deluxe with large fries. And then give me that 30 count nuggets to munch on afterwards and throughout the rest of the night. That's probably like, if you just said, okay, like that, what's your food meal? That's it. That would put me in my happy place for a really long time. At least a few hours. Yeah, I love sweet tea, love lemonade, love sweet tea and lemonade. And I like the authentic, that's another thing my wife makes that's not good for me. But is like just good homemade sweet tea. She's made it a couple different ways throughout the year. She's even made it with like the actual, like making the sugar syrup and doing it that way. Now I think she just kind of brews the tea and melts the sugar in that way. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm just like, I'm barbecue through and through. That's my food of choice. And the thing is, like right now, just overall, I'm trying to limit how much pork I consume, but I still have it on special occasions. So my son and I, we try to get to a couple barbecue places a year. So he's only 8, so we can still do that. Sonoran dog. I know, I'm making me hungry too. Like, but at least I have 16 chicken nuggets from Chick-fil-A in here, and about 12 packets of Chick-fil-A sauce. The guy's like, I get a bunch of Chick-fil-A sauce, and he just took like a full handful. It was like legit loaded. Okay, I think I can make that one. Couldn't make the first one there. All right, so we have everything paused because, well, not paused, but I'm ignoring everything because we're gonna go, let's see. Oh, we're basically going right back to where we dropped off our first order, that Tap 42. So if Google is right, this Spirit Halloween will be closed when we get there. And if this Spirit Halloween is closed when we get here, the base pay on this order is $27, and we are driving 5 miles to get it. Now, we do have to return back, so we have a little bit of return mileage, but $27 for 5 miles is better than probably anything we're going to see otherwise right now. And if it is open, then we just have to eat it and take the cancellation. All right. And this is what we're missing out on. $11 for 34 miles. Is that worth screenshotting and turning into a short? $11 for 34 miles. That's so bad. Yeah, fingers crossed. I hope the store is closed. Because I'm definitely not driving 37 miles to drive someone their Halloween costumes. That's for sure. Oh, green chili chicken sounds really good. So tonight, for supper, I was at Walmart buying stuff for Amazon inventory the other day, and I just grabbed a couple of groceries, and they had rotisserie chickens. Like, they were cold and old, so they weren't fresh. But they're like $4, which is even cheaper than Costco. Yeah, it's so nuts. So that's going, we're almost to the next town to the north here. P.F. Chang's is like right on the border. It's like we're heading in the direction of P.F. Chang's. So it's right in that direction. The next town north is Bonita Springs. That order was going to Marco Island, which is the town to the south. And it is the closest P.F. Chang's to them. It's the only one we have in town. So they knew when they were ordering from 34 miles away. Now, to be fair, it's over $10, right? So it is very possible that there was a hidden tip on that, but you can't risk that. I mean, that's an hour plus for sure. Yeah, so I grabbed 2 of the lemon pepper ones. Yeah, like I know it's not the best. Like normally, like my wife will cook rotisserie chicken like from scratch, but we're, like I said, we're just in a season right now where she's just working. You know, she's at school. We leave for school when we head out the door. It's at 7 in the morning. So on the days that I go with them, I start sourcing at like 7:30, and then they get home anywhere between 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock, depending on if she's doing an aftercare shift. So we're just fighting hard as a family to just punch our way out of this debt that we're in right now. And we're just doing anything and everything that we can. And that's why I appreciate hanging out with you guys, because you're helping us build a new income stream as a family for doing this. And my wife's dabbled a lot with trying to do some stuff on YouTube, and I think she could really make a great channel, but she just doesn't have any time to put into it right now. And so I appreciate your guys' support. With that in mind, if you haven't yet hit that like button, I'd appreciate it so much if you do. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button as well, we are on our way to 700 subscribers. So that's the goal by this weekend, 700. And then if we can go 800 by Thanksgiving, then 900 by early December, then we have a shot at 1,000 by the new year. Hey, appreciate it. Yeah, no, for sure. I know everybody's hoping for an economy bounce back, and you know, I don't care what the stats say. The people I talk to, I know people are hurting. I mean, we're hurting, but like that's why I'm trying to bring encouragement, trying to help you guys build value, build future for yourselves. So all about like, hey, do what you got to do, right? You got to pay the bills, so do that. But you know, as soon as you got the bills paid, keep investing in your future. Keep growing. All right, so we're like 2 miles away from finding out if this was a complete waste of time or if we get a free $27. So here's to the store being closed. So yeah, you guys are awesome, and hopefully I'm providing some form of either value or entertainment or other thing for you. Oh, this is pretty good. Do I really want to? That's 12 for 5. I don't even know. Oh, there it is. I'm passing that place as we speak. It's $12 for 5 miles. Can I get back to it? Problem is, by the time I get up there and come back, it's going to be 12 for like 11 miles. I'm going to pass. That was good. If we weren't on an order, we would have taken that. And I was like, I've never heard of that place. And as I looked out my window, I was just driving right by it. All right. And then it's like, okay, you don't want 12 for 5. I'll send you $9 for 22 miles. Ridiculous Ubereats. They're like, your acceptance rate sucks. Well, it's because the offers you send me suck. We're almost there. We are. Oh man, for that close, I kind of regret not taking that order. Oh well, there'll always be more, right? There'll always be another order. So basically, where we turn to make our first drop off, that's where we're turning to go to this Spirit Halloween. I'm trying to remember what dead store is in here. Yeah, most of our Walmarts, we have 5 Walmarts in town. Well, there's a couple, I think there's like 2 Walmart neighborhood markets or whatever, like just the grocery stores. But we have 5, and I think all of them have the deli in them. We don't shop at Walmart often, but when I am sourcing product for Amazon, Walmart's definitely one of my favorite places to go because they're super chill. They don't care that you're buying stuff to resell. They just want products sold and gone. And so occasionally when I'm in there for Amazon, you're gonna stop? It's like a red light and you're like halfway in the intersection there, dude. So yeah, occasionally when I'm in there for sourcing, it's like, okay, I don't want to actually have to make another stop at a grocery store. That's when I grab the Walmart. All right, so I'm gonna park and get caught up on comments, and then we'll find out if I just wasted 5 miles and passed on a $12 plus order on Uber and made a horrible mistake, or if we got $27. So I will give you the big reveal, and I won't have the whole conversation, but you'll hear my half of the conversation with Instacart support if they are actually closed. So here, let me get parked. Does anyone else feel like the month of October went by way faster than like any other month this year? I don't know if it's just because we were dealing with all the hurricane stuff and our routine was just so messed up, but I'm like, it was like October 1st and now it's like October 24th. That's like crazy how that went. Oh, that's the wrong one. Oh, actually, no, that's not the wrong one. I'll see a live chat here. I know I'm missing stuff. Sorry, I'm not catching everything. The Wendy's Cheddar Burger. No. So my Wendy's, I get the Baconator when I get Wendy's. That's usually what I get there. Yeah, overpriced condos, for sure, Kevin. Yeah. We need a market correction. Not that I could afford it even if it was like 800,000. But yeah, so what we did with the rotisserie chickens that brought them back to life. Ooh, 5 pounds of jalapenos for poppers for $4. That's another thing my wife makes. It's really good as well. Just get the jalapenos and just fill them with bacon or fill them with cream cheese, and do bacon stuff. See, yeah, now you guys are making me hungry. So cheers to that. At least I still have got my Chick-fil-A, got my nugs. They're like cold now, but they're food, and I like food. All right. Yeah, the whole year. I agree. The funny thing is, I didn't even realize until, I want to say last week, Into the Wild. Hey, I've got, not from Scotland, but I have Scottish roots, hence the red beard. So, thanks for hanging out when I missed your name. It came up. Into the Wild, yeah. I should have put them in my delivery bag. It's too late now. There's nothing left. Thank you, appreciate it. Thanks for hopping into the stream. So, we're gonna go find out if this Spirit Halloween is actually closed at 9 o'clock. Awesome. Yeah, I want to get over there someday. That's definitely on. There's not many international places that I want to travel to, but Scotland and Israel are probably the two on my list that I would most want to see. Scotland for my heritage and for my physical ancestral heritage, and Israel for my spiritual heritage, being a follower of Jesus and wanting to see all the places where he once walked. So, all right. So I'm going to go find out if they're closed. If they're not, I got to cancel and we got to get back on the road and get the apps back on. If they are closed, I'm going to show you how to do it and how to get the base pay for Instacart when a store is closed. All right, so I'll be right back. Yeah, I better put the sign up for this one because this might take a minute because I got to walk a little bit here. So, but I'm going to leave the car running because it's going to be in my sight the whole time. I'll even turn the light on for you here. So I will be right back with you all. right, we're back. So I'm going to talk you how to do this here, how I do it. I don't know if there's probably a better way or whatever. So the first thing I do, I took a picture of the sign up front of the hours, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I choose that, select that, say sorry, but the store is closed. Would you like to cancel or reschedule? Okay, so I send that message to the customer right away. Now, call Instacart support. Call Instacart support.
And is for shoppers actively working on a batch.
I don't know why I can't hear. Hello? Having issues. So maybe you will get to hear the phone call. Hold on. Hello.
Thank you, Kurt. How can I help you today?
Hi, so I'm at the store, but the store is closed. I sent a picture of the hours to the customer and then asked them if they wanted to cancel or reschedule, but they have not yet gotten in touch with me as to what they want to do.
Okay, Trey. I'm sorry to hear that the store was closed once you got there, and thank you for reaching out to the customer about this. I'm just going to go ahead and review it quickly and have it started, okay?
All right, thank you.
No problem. Let's see. Okay, and I am seeing the picture as well. What I'll do is to have the customer's order removed in this case. This will not affect your account or your cancellation rate in any way, and you're still going to be compensated for your time and effort. Let me just work on having it removed here.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
All right, do you see the customer said they want to reschedule?
Oh, let me check.
They just messaged that they wanted to reschedule.
Right. I just saw it. Let me just go ahead and have it removed or rescheduled. And then your batch incentive, it should reflect in your earnings within 24 hours, if not immediately. Let's see.
All right, let me, I gotta refresh here
Oh, yeah.
because it's still showing on my screen.
Okay, we can do one more refresh and it should be updated this time.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Well, great. Thank you for reaching out to Instacart, and I do hope you have a good rest of your night.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. So that was that. Hopefully you guys got enough pieces of what you need to do. So the key thing is, the number one most important thing you need to do is you need to hit start shopping before you call customer support. Otherwise, they'll just tend to cancel it and give you either nothing or like $5. So to get the full batch pay, you need to hit start shopping first. Okay, and then they're gonna all ask you every time if you've messaged the customer, so just do it. And they want to know if the customer wants to reschedule or cancel their order. Now, in this case, it makes sense for Halloween stuff. They want to reschedule. But they did actually say she was going to cancel it until the customer actually replied with reschedule. And I will show you as soon as it is safe to do so. And actually what I need to do is I do need to get... We timed out our Doordash on all that pause, but we're going to go ahead and turn that back on. And we got $27.62 base pay for that. That's all we had to do. Go there. Now you have to go there, okay? You can't get away by not going there. You can't say, like, I know the store is closed. Like, no, you need to actually go there and start shopping, or else it will not work. So you got to go there, reach out to customers, still give good customer support, even though you're not going to end up shopping for them. And that's how you do it. And, you know, so of course, that's what you do. So hopefully, if you have any questions about that, hopefully you can kind of see, just be like super patient. Once you've done it a couple of times over the phone, it's nice and easy. I just have Instacart support saved as a contact in my phone, so I can just have Siri call. And I gotta be careful what I say so she doesn't accidentally call somebody. But anyway, point being, so hopefully that helps with what we're trying to do with that. Let's see. We are still waiting, I think, for our first pending tip. That hasn't even come through yet. So we've done 2 Uber deliveries plus a $27 free Instacart batch pay in an hour. So that's not bad at all. So we have $21 roughly that we're supposed to be getting from Ubereats. So that's potentially $48. And I told you my goal was just like $50 tonight. And it just took us a little while to get going in the stream, but we'll see. And there's definitely chances of hitting tips on both of these Ubers. I'm not going home yet. I'm not that tired, but I do think I'm going to kind of start trending to the south. Let's see. Grubhub wants to send me $11 for 13 miles. We're going to pass on that. So, like I talk about with all this stuff, you're trying to minimize the amount of time you need to spend to get to your financial goals, right? So just as an example, tonight my goal is $50. So how can I get $50 as fast as possible? So that way I can go home, I can work on my next project, I can start to work on tomorrow's goal, like whatever I want to do, right? But maximizing. So it's all these little tips and tricks. And it took me a while. I mean, there were multiple times. And the absolute best at paying when stores are closed is Instacart. Far and away. So hopefully that helped. Yeah, public service right there. I've never done regular Uber. So I would like to maybe someday try it out, but I'm not going to do it in a 04 Pontiac Vibe. Irish, Portuguese, Native American. Man, you qualify as a lad with all of that. That's really funny, Sergio. You guys are awesome tonight. It's a fun little chat, fun little stream. So I appreciate you guys hanging out and doing that. We've got everything on except for ship. I just never got to the point, even from the beginning. I just never updated my schedule. I mean, at this point, we're basically looking at like the only thing, I guess it could be a Publix order, but it's probably most likely a Target order coming through. There's just not that much on shipped after about 8 o'clock at night, usually around my market. But we got everything on. We're also going to kind of keep our eyes and ears open for Deliver That. It's been 3 days in a row I've got an offer to deliver that order from 9 o'clock on. Hey, Sergio, appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for hanging out. You made it a really fun stream. So I appreciate you. Thank you for your time and hanging out with us. Have a great night. Caleb, how's it going tonight? I didn't see that full message. Florida's doing well. Let's see. We should be just about getting our first tip should be coming through any minute now on Uber from our first delivery from Tap 42. We're slowly working our way back towards the south end of town. So if all of our tips come through, we're at like $48. But we really only need about $2 or $3 in hidden tips between the two. Hey, thank you everybody hanging out with us here. We have completed 2 Ubereats orders, and we got reimbursed for a closed store, a closed Spirit Halloween on Instacart. Yeah, no, all the restaurants down here, Caleb, are saying it's starting to pick up, and I've noticed, I don't want to say it's great yet, but I've noticed it's getting a little bit easier. It's just getting a little bit easier to get $50 in 2 hours or get $100 in 4 hours if I didn't make it out for the full supper rush. But even weeknights are like, oh, like last night, I did a Wednesday night. I did 3 hours. I did $80 in 3 hours on a Wednesday night, which is Wednesday's typically one of the worst nights of the week. Included in that was a $40 catering order from Doordash. Large order catering order on Doordash. So it was really, really nice and easy. Like 5 orders in 3 hours. Got my $80. Then had someone had their ice cream canceled, and then doing that. All right. So I'm taking this one. I'm going to take this one. It's $21 for 13 miles. But that 13 miles, I couldn't show it to you because I'm driving here. That 13 miles brings us a lot closer to home than we are. So.
Let's get started. Drive safely. Turn right.
I'm
turn right.
All right. Obnoxious Siri. I'm taking this one. So this has to do with positioning. Because we were going to be just driving south anyway.
Turn right.
Okay. That's really annoying. I don't know why my headphones aren't working. I'm going to try to get them fixed here in a second. So, yeah, a nice $21 13-mile order. So this would obviously push us close to that $70 mark. And I didn't start delivering until this live stream. The live stream's only an hour and a half in. I think it's not super busy that I can just go park over here and walk. This is another place that sometimes I'll ask the valet to park up front. But not too worried about it tonight. It's late enough. Now if it's a weekend night, it might be a little different. Let's see which way we're gonna do. We're gonna go. We'll back in. That way we can get out nice and quick. Got a mark arrived at the store. So some of you guys know earlier in the stream I turned down a $24 for 21 miles. But that was because the drop-off point, I'd have to double back all those miles. In this case, the 21 for 13, the 13 is going to bring me a lot closer to home. So if I just want to be done after this, I can. All right, I got my headphones back on. They shut off for some reason. Let's see. We're still waiting on that. I didn't get tip baited, did I? Let's see, better not. Still processing. All right, what's 754 plus 21 would have brought it to 815. We're 919, so it should have processed by now, but it says it's still processing. Here, we're gonna just close and refresh Uber. Oh, it should be noted. We had, hold on. We got a lot of different things going on here. I'm gonna show this really quick. Even though my batch was taken care of, you're still gonna get these. I don't know if you can read it, but it's from Instacart. It says, problem with your batch? Open the shopper app and let us know if something is keeping you held up. So somehow in the back end of the system, it still thinks that you're shopping the order, even though support has canceled it. So anyway, just something that you got to be aware of with that sometimes, you know what, I'm right next to the restaurant. No one's stealing this car here either. So I'm gonna, this week can be a little bit longer. So I don't want you guys to time out on the stream. All right, we're gonna get the sign up. We'll let the car run. I probably need to gas up either tonight or first thing tomorrow morning. I should probably do it tonight because that's what I always teach you guys. Do something today that your tomorrow self will thank you for. So, yeah, I don't go super crazy. But in this particular case, I would say of the 13, I'm only overshooting home by about 3 or 4 miles, and we were already going to be driving about 5 or 6 if we didn't get something anyway. So it's like, you know what, if I'm going to drive the miles anyway, then I might as well get paid for it. So hopefully this is ready. It's actually, there's 4 items and 2 of them are cans of Pepsi. And then it's pasta and a margarita pizza. So it's a pretty good, there's a pretty good tip on this, I think, for what's in the order. So I'm going to be right back. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Don't eat all my chicken nuggets. All right, I'll be back. That was a painful, miserable wait. Finally got everything though. You would think late at night that these restaurants could be faster, but that's not always the case. All right. Well, welcome. Hello to everybody. I don't even know who's in here. I know probably some of you guys left, but let's see. All right. I'm going to get caught up on messages here before we go. Send the customer a message. We're on our way. I don't know what 5-star pizza is, so I'm going to have to do that. Yes, Nick. I heard the same thing. Domino's was supposed to be on Ubereats, but I think they're still just delivered by the drivers. By the way, I'm screenshotting this one. This might be the worst one I've seen all night. $23 for 90 miles. $23 for 90 miles. That's ridiculous. Like, that could even just be in the system. How can you accidentally order from that far away? 90 miles. All right, sorry. Well, anyway, welcome to everybody who's in here. And yeah, I have no idea what 5-star pizza is, so I might have to look that up, do some research. So I did send the customer a message. There was a delay. And now I'm just going to do the follow-up message. On my way. But this is like a 13-mile delivery, so we still have a while to go. And it should be noted, I left everything on and we got 0 good orders from any other app. So it's not like we missed out on something good while we were sitting there waiting. We also found out our first tip while we were waiting from our Tap 42. There was about a $3 hidden tip. Turned out to be $15. All right, and we got a thank you from the customer. So, doing that. So our first Uber Eats was $15. We still have a pending tip on our second Uber Eats, which was $9. We're not expecting there to be a hidden tip on that one. We did have a nice, pleasant interaction with them, but unless they actually increase their tip, it's not to the level of a hidden tip as a $9 order. And then we have a $27 order that was the store was closed on Instacart. So, and then this is a $21 order. It's going 13 miles, and as I was talking about before, because I don't know who's still here and who's left and everything, but I wouldn't normally take this, but it's taking us in the general direction of home. It's not taking us exactly home, but it's taking us in the general direction of home. Most of these miles I'd have to drive to get home anyway, so we're cashing in on that. So just want to say hello to everybody. We are back with a nice 15-minute delay of absolutely nothing, just waiting for the restaurant. It just seemed like very poor communication. So, but I try not to be too pushy. And you know, anytime restaurant workers are apologizing to you, 1,352. I mean, that's where you almost are like, if you wanted to be not super scrupulous, you could just be like, accept it and be like, yeah, there's a problem with the customer's address. It's 90 miles away. But, I mean, the truth is, like, I wouldn't risk my account for that. Especially since you don't even know what's in the order. You're gonna risk your account for free food and by saying it's, you know, it's obviously that order shouldn't be sent out. But I thought that 30-mile one that we had earlier tonight was bad. But yeah, 90 miles is way worse. That was going, I don't even know how far 90 miles is. Like, I couldn't tell because obviously I don't know the area, but it was beyond Northport. So that's beyond. So north of us is Bonita Springs, then Estero, then Fort Myers, and then it's Northport. And there's some other stuff up there. I mean, you're talking like Charlotte, Port Charlotte, Florida, possibly. Kevin, who sometimes comes on the stream, he's up in like the Tampa area. That's like halfway between us. I could have met him there. So I'll pick up the PF Changs and meet you halfway, Kevin. Because I think Tampa's like 3 hours from here, something like that. We found a slightly faster path, so we're going to take that. So yeah, so we're just dropping off this Brio order. It's a pizza and some pasta and a couple of cans of Pepsi. But it's a good tipper, right? So I'm assuming it's like $2.50 to $3, maybe $4 base pay. I don't think there's any promos going on. I don't know, maybe there is. Let me see, is there a promo going on right now? Maybe they got me with a promo a little bit, but it's still not going to be enough. So, no, the promo doesn't even start till 11:30 tonight. $2.50 to every delivery, or $5 an hour on earn by time. It doesn't start till 11:30 though, so there's no promo. We're talking like $2 to $3 base pay, and then that's like $15, $18 tip, something like that. There's something I like occasionally. I don't do this all the time, but it is good, I think, to take good tipping orders, even if the actual order isn't as good, because I do think these apps are more likely to pair you if they have a successful delivery. So I'll do this especially with Instacart. Sometimes, even if it's not a great order, if I can tell the tipper is a good tipper, I'll take it, because I want to be more likely to be paired with them in the future if they make a larger order. Right? So something like, let's say they're just ordering like 3 items and it's going 5 miles, but they have a $10 tip on it. Or something like that. I don't know a good example off the top of my head, but I like to, when I get the opportunity, to take a good tipper's order, even if the order isn't my ideal order as a driver, do it for the purpose of trying to get paired up with them in the future if they get if they make some sort of larger order. Well, both presidential candidates say they're going to get rid of taxes on tips. Both candidates say that. I don't know if I believe either of them, but that would be pretty cool. And it would also, if that actually passed, it would get rid of this excuse of, oh, I'm going to tip in cash because I don't want you to be taxed on it. Now you can tip in the app right up front. So all right, I think our other order came through, our other final tip, and I think it's just about right. Yeah, it was a $9 delivery, and it turned out to be $9. We had a nice $7 tip for a couple of things from Chipotle. So that was good. So we're at $24.76 on Uber and $27.62. And I'm not like a math genius, but that sounds like about $52. And then we're in the middle of a $21. Yeah, I believe it when I see it for sure. $21 for 13 mile. And how many miles have we driven? This is just off the top of my head. Roughly, we drove 5 north, 5 south, 5 north, and then 5 south, and then so that's 20, and then 13. So we're going to be at 35 miles. So we're pretty close to $2 a mile. We're going to be at $71. I mean, it's going to be just beyond 2 hours. We didn't take our first delivery at the start of the stream either. It took us a little bit to get our first delivery and get positioned where we wanted to be, because I started after I picked up my Chick-fil-A and Sip Cup. So, I mean, yeah, we're basically going to be $70 in 2 hours of actual work time. Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it. Every once in a while, you can spike one of those closed stores on Instacart, and it just makes it for a really good night. So we'd said the goal was $50 in 3 hours, and we're going to be at $70 in 2. I can't complain about that. And yeah, it's just 4 deliveries. I mean, if you can be picky, I know you can't always be picky, but you just have to always remind yourself there's an opportunity cost for taking a low order. And sometimes it's okay, right? Like sometimes you have to take the low order because there's nothing. But if you think there could be something better, could be. Yeah, sometimes Shay and I will. Tonight, when I left my house, I went straight to UPS because I had boxes to drop off. Then I went straight to the storage locker because I had boxes to drop off there and some boxes to pick up from there, literally boxes. And then my one of my good friends and his wife, they both had free 8-count nuggets from Chick-fil-A that expired today. They weren't going to get to use, so they sent them both to me, and they sent me their barcode. So I went and scanned them, got my free 16 nuggets, and our Chick-fil-A is in the same, basically shares a parking lot with Panera, so I got my Sip Cup. And so tonight, I just waited till I got all that stuff done because there's all stuff that I needed to do. And but yeah, sometimes I'm close to good restaurants. Sometimes I'll turn on everything. Sometimes I turn on everything but DoorDash if I'm being super picky, because I'm about 3 or 4 miles away from where I like to DoorDash. Sometimes I don't care, but if I'm being very cautious on acceptance rate, then I'll wait. So that's why tonight played out the way it was, and I stayed at home because I was shipping to Amazon and working on a couple other projects. Today we are looking for a rental, so we've been staying in a family member's house, and they're coming back, so we need to get out. So they've been super generous to let us stay there for basically nothing for the last few months, helping us on our debt-free journey. But they're coming back, which is good because we want to spend time with them, but it also means we got to go find a rental. So I spent some time. Never my favorite thing in the world, but I tried to push myself, be pretty bold, made like 3 or 4 phone calls today on some potential places. 2 of them don't look like they're going to work out. 2 of them I haven't heard back from yet. So I got to keep pushing on that, but want to try to be in a place here by November. So I got some other real world stuff to do in the midst of everything else that's going on. But I will be out delivering all day Friday, all day Saturday, and Sunday afternoon and evening. So most of the weekend I will be out. So that is the plan. And I'm going to stream as much as I can because I'm trying to build those watch hours for the channel, build the subscribers, as well as hang out with you guys more. I'm like really pushing myself to do it. You know, there'll be periods of time I'll take some breaks because mentally this is taxing. Yeah, for sure. Kat, I haven't asked you in a while. I know I see your videos all the time, and I try to watch them when I get a chance. How are you, like, on a path to monetization? Are you getting some traction built on the YouTube side? This is really cool. It's been fun to watch the evolution of your shorts as they just keep getting better and more professional looking, and I have to imagine you're building a really solid audience with the stuff that you're doing. So if you guys are looking for just like a fun, I don't know how to, I'm probably not describing this well, Kat, so you could probably do it. Yeah, it's a slow path for sure, but if you guys are looking for is that like farmhouse, right? It's like not like farm, I don't know. You can kind of, if you kind of like the country, dogs, animals, farm. Kat and Jack, she's in the stream right now, if you're looking for like a good kind of fun back to I don't know, like a little homesteady, yeah, just a good follow. So give her a follow. It's really fun. She makes lots of really fun shorts, and featuring her dog in many of them. So, but yeah, so we're just out here. This is gonna complete. I'll give you an update here. This was 13 miles, so we have 5 miles to go. Yeah, no, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. So if you ever like kind of have that craving for like living on a farm, but you don't have access to it, it's good. Yeah, for sure. And this stuff, it compounds, and I think sometimes it's almost like you just do, and then all of a sudden it can break, in a good way, like like the dam breaks or whatever, and everything can go. And so, but it is work, and so I'm gonna tell you some things. If you guys are interested in some YouTube tips, this is like, after doing this and trying a bunch of different things over the last 10 months, trying to make really nice videos is pretty, right? They're pretty. You can make nice, pretty videos, nice thumbnails and stuff like that. And that's good if you have the time, and if you're starting with like, okay, you're not desperate looking for monetization right away. You just kind of want to build a solid thing, and there's something to be said about that. But then there's also something, and why I've kind of switched back to this style for now. I mean, I'm still putting some long form stuff out, but I'm going back to a primarily unedited style for the most part because of time. So if I have extra time, I don't want to spend it editing a video. I want to spend it either sourcing for Amazon, or let's see, what else would sourcing for Amazon, being with my family, just sleeping, or being out and getting more deliveries done or whatever. In other words, I need to be spending my time on things that are making money today. Now, once YouTube gets to the point where it's making money, then that becomes something. But in the meantime, so this is the hack, right? Which is, if you want to try to monetize kind of like every area of your life, I'm out here making money as it is right now, but I'm trying to build a YouTube channel while I'm doing it. And so this doesn't take anything extra. And sometimes I'll post these streams public afterwards, and sometimes I don't. This one I'm kind of on the fence about because, and it's not like tons of people are going to rewatch a full ride-along. The fun of a ride-along is being there live. But I do think I'm going to eventually do some specific, it'll be like a on-topic ride-along where it's like, okay, we're going to do this, but it's going to have like a topic for, 15 minutes or whatever. We're going to talk about this or different things. I'm still kind of fiddling with that. But the point is, I don't have to spend time editing these videos. We can talk in real time. We're supporting each other in real time. Other people are out there, and we're doing it, and it's a great way to meet new people. Like, we had a couple new ones tonight. Andrew, I think, was new. I think Andrew was new. I'm not 100% certain. Sergio, I'm almost positive, was new. And it's like you get to meet new people and build and grow kind of just as close to face-to-face as YouTube can provide. Because this is the real, the raw, the uncut. Okay, so Julissa, I don't know what happened. Let me do some checking. I wonder if so what happened this morning, and I don't know if you ran into this, and I'll have to check here when I stop, because maybe the stream went to private instead of public afterwards, so I'll have to see about that. When I went to ship this morning my Amazon batch, the prices of UPS were just horribly inflated. So my box, which was a 24 by 24 by 24 and 50 pounds, normally I would assume that's going to be like 20 to 25 pounds. Well, when I put those dimensions in, it quoted me $77 instead of $25. And man, lots of good questions. I'll get to them all here. Dustin, that's a good question too. I'll get to it. in a second. And so then I dug into researching and everything, and then eventually I just I did a little bit of live research on the stream, knew that. But I'm wondering if what happened was like I ended the stream, or it somehow got cut off and then it went to private. So let's see. I gotta go a couple more miles. See, now if I had known I was doing this delivery, I could have totally done my storage locker run now, because this delivery is by my storage locker. So here, let me check. I think I can at least check this really quick. Okay, it did. So somehow that stream went to private. So we're gonna do this. So in case anybody wants to watch it, it just must have gotten shifted to private. So I'm trying to change that as we speak. Okay, it is now a public stream. So if you missed part of it, or if you wanted to get a little bit, I was just packing an Amazon shipment this morning. I didn't do like too many like trade secrets or anything, but anyway, that's in there. Debt-free journey. Who said that? Because that was a good question. Dustin. Okay. So let's see. I got to go backwards in time and try to figure out. I was in a good financial position through 20. Okay, this is spitballing it roughly. Okay, I'm gonna do some math here. Okay, 6, 7. What's like 7 years ago? 2017? Something like that. Got something in my eye or under my contact lens. That's not really fun. So through 2017, I was in a good financial position. Maybe even in 2018. And then I had a lot of turmoil that happened in my life. A lot of things that happened to me, people that hurt me, and it was really bad. Like, I was in a really bad mental place when 2020 hit and everything that happened there. And at that time, I had actually been growing. So I got into debt probably in 2018, but it wasn't bad. It was just business debt, and it was debt, but the balances were paid off every month. But when 2020 hit, I just got ruined. At that time, I had 2 warehouses, one in Wisconsin and one in Florida, and I had just moved from Wisconsin to Florida. And when 2020 hit, I had 4 employees. I lost all my employees all at once. I lost everybody. And I had to obviously shut down the Wisconsin warehouse, and I was trying to keep the Florida warehouse alive, and tried to save it, tried to save basically everything with the business, and went through all our savings. And 2020 just absolutely decimated me. And then on top of that, because I was in an unhealthy place, I made lots of poor reactionary financial decisions after that only basically, instead of doing the hard work and getting out piece by piece, I tried to get out quickly and in big ways, and that was not the way to do it. So that's the short of it. Someday, when the time is right, I'm going to give the full story, but the time's not right for it yet. But that's the synopsis. And so I probably personally hit rock bottom, I would say about two years ago, I would say, is when I personally hit rock bottom, and when I realized about all these things. And so when, we're still, financially speaking, we're still have a lot of stuff. Yeah. Oh, and I'm a big fan of Dave Ramsey as well. But I can guarantee you, like, if I called into Dave Ramsey, he would tear me another one. Now, maybe not where I'm at right now in this exact moment, because I'm in a better place, but a couple years ago. However, I realized that, and this is going to sound kind of crazy, but you get deep late night thoughts with Craig here. So we're about 1.5 miles away. So it was rough, and yet at the same time, it was probably the best. This stuff happening needed to happen for me to ever. It had to happen. It was going to happen at some point. I can look back now at my life and I can say it was inevitable that I was going to have to face something like this of more or less my own doing. And again, things happened, but that's not what really got me to the bottom. What got me to the bottom was the mistakes that I made in reaction to things happening, which is why I'm such a big thing on, like, I was a selfish person. Even married with kids, I was just very selfish. And I think a lot of it came out of being, I was a middle child, and I was also a bachelor. I didn't get married till a lot older. And so I basically just lived by myself and did things the way I wanted for years. I'm trying to get over, but this guy is just like hiding in my blind spot because I need to get over here in like a mile or whatever. So go, get out of my way. Anyway, so I just had a lot of not like the typical vices that people say. Like I've never dealt with alcohol, never dealt with drugs. Like I've never smoked a cigarette. I've only had, a sip of alcohol probably about 10 times or less in my life. Every once in a while my wife and I like split a pina colada. Like that's about it. Like honestly, I couldn't hold my liquor for the life of me. But I had other vices. I had vices that, I had significant selfishness, greed. I still am battling greed in certain ways, and you'll hear me call myself out with that on the channel. And because that's something that I'm still battling very hard, which is crazy, right? Like you could be in debt and still have greed. Like I got nothing, but I'm still greedy, But it doesn't, because there was heart issues that I needed to have fixed, and this was even in the midst of being plugged into church and being a follower of Jesus. Like I still had these things that just, I guess I managed to cover up and different things. So I'm super thankful that I gotta figure out here. Hold on, we got some, I'll flip you around. We got some police action here. Looks like this is not a gated community. I'm not really familiar with this area over here. So anyway, I just had a lot of stuff that I had to work through, and I realized that the cause of my financial failings wasn't the traditional I was being stupid with money because I didn't know about money. I knew all that stuff. I taught Dave Ramsey. I still managed to. So, and I haven't really seen many of your comments here, so my apologies if I'm not catching everything. I'll be right back. All right, I was gonna show it to you, but oh, here it is. I know that's kind of blurry, but it was $3.75 base pay plus a $17.50 tip. So, like I said, even though that was high mileage, I think it's good to take high tipping customers' orders. People like to complain about low tipping and no tipping customers, but then when a customer tips high and lives far away, they're still not willing to take those orders. I know it doesn't always make sense, but if it does make sense, I like doing that, because maybe some other time they're going to order from this end of town and they're still going to tip $17, but it'll only be 5 miles. And maybe I'll be a little more likely for the algorithm to be paired with them. I don't know. Don't know if that's for sure, but that's just kind of the way I like to think about it. All right, let me figure out how to get out of here really quick. I don't know how many more orders. It's after 10, so I really don't know. And I don't know if I'm super feeling running all of the McDonald's and Taco Bell orders tonight. They're still pulled over there, so if you see those lights, it's not flashing for me. Not yet, at least. So that's kind of the long and the short of it. So my journey to financial freedom started much more with this personal freedom. And, you know, I've always believed that I've had spiritual freedom as a follower of Jesus, but I don't think I really understood that freedom is something that could impact every area of my life, not just spiritually. It can be something that could work for every area. And so I'm super, super thankful. And I never thought I would say this, especially when I first started, but I'm super thankful for these food and gig delivery apps, because I have gotten to push myself in so many skill areas that I was very deficient in. Specifically things like making small talk, making eye contact. I've been socially awkward my entire life, as far as I remember. I was always a good public speaker, but I could never do one-on-one conversations. And I realized that the best way to make money in food and gig delivery was one-on-one conversations. I realized that, and I'm like, okay, well, I want to make money as quick as possible doing this stuff, so I learn these skills. And you know, I've always dabbled with YouTube, but never taken it super seriously. I mean, I was putting up videos on YouTube with my friends, like stupid music videos. They've all been taken down because of copyright now, and I can't even find the originals anymore. That was like back in, I want to say 2008. Is that possible? Does that sound right? I mean, I remember there was a stat at the time that like less than 1% of YouTube videos had 1,000 views, and we had multiple of our videos had over 1,000 views. We were like top 1%. but of course then copyright claims and stuff came in where you can't just play people's songs for the whole time. They all got taken down. So yeah, that's a little bit about my journey, but it's why I'm so passionate about serving other people, because I know that I got into trouble, not just financially, but just in relationships and stuff, by being so selfish and self-centered, self-focused, whatever phrase you want to use there. And so even if nobody else buys it, I'm going to keep teaching it, because I need to hear it for myself every single day. So anyway, that's the that's the short of it. I hope that didn't get too boring. But yeah, no, I appreciate the question. So delivery after dark is kind of fun, because it's a little bit, I don't know, I think it's a little easier to talk about this stuff when it's dark. I don't know, you guys ever have that, like when you were like younger and like you go to camp or you have a sleepover and like all of a sudden like you talk about things at night that you would just never talk about with your friends during the day? I feel like it's kind of like that. Hey, awesome, Dustin. Now I appreciate those words. Like, and that's why I'm doing this, because maybe there's people who are kind of on the precipice of like feeling like quitting or giving up, and I want to be the living example of like, look, You know, like I said, I'm not going to give all the details, but I am probably more in debt than most any of you. And I'm not quitting, I'm not giving up, and I'm going to keep fighting. So if I'm going to do it, then maybe you guys can too. $11 for 20 miles IHOP from Ubereats. That's down to Marco Island again. We are slightly closer to Marco Island than we were before, but still, I don't really want to do that. Not for 50 cents a mile, and then I got to double all that. Excuse me, I got to double all that mileage back. Like IHOP is close to where I live. Marco Island is 20 miles away, so that'd be like $11 for 40 miles. Yeah, well, awesome. I appreciate that feedback, and and then you get the opposite of the spectrum here. Now I can show this one. $2 for 2.8 miles from Papa John's. That's a no-tip order. $2 base pay. I don't know. You know, I know pizza people like to do cash tips sometimes, but you just can't. You can't count on it for sure. So my goal, is if I can be helping people now when I'm down and out, then if I get to the point where I have a little more resource to put into things and, you know, to really grow the channel, then I know those of you who are with me on this part of the journey, you're going to be like, hey, look, this stuff works. This is real, and there's a real reason that it works. Awesome. No, that's cool. And so here's my shameless plug to all of you guys. I do have a Patreon if you want to financially support the channel. And I had a plan, and then it got a little off kilter because of the hurricanes, but I'm trying to get back on to basically daily posts on the Patreon. Some of it is, really a lot of it's about this mindset shift. So it's patreon.com/asideofhustle. And I focus a lot on that. We have a 4-step process that we talk about on the channel: serve, learn, grow, adapt. So I start everything that I do, every shift that I take, all the things I'm doing is all about serving other people. Because of my greed, because of my selfishness, that's the way that I have reworked and refitted my life and how I use these apps and everything. So service-based first, and then always constantly learning. How do we maximize the money that we make while we serve other people? So we did that tonight. Took what we, and tried to teach you about how you can get paid when you have an Instacart order and the store is closed, and we got the $27 base pay. And honestly, I think I'm going to wrap this up for the night here. I don't know, maybe I'll go sit at Papa John's for a few minutes, just on the off chance that they send something good through, and then I'll respond to comments for a couple minutes. And I need to gas up anyway, which generally I gas up over this direction. So serve, learn, grow, constantly pushing myself to grow because I know I have lots of areas of weakness, and then adapt. In other words, not just learning new things and growing personally, but then actually making the changes that need to be made with the goal then that I can serve people better. So serve, learn, grow, adapt, with the goal of achieving freedom in every area of life: spiritual, social, financial, physical, all those different things. And believe me, I've got lots of areas that I'm still working on. So I'm not coming to you as an expert in every one of these areas, but I do come to you as someone who is trying his hardest to improve in these areas each and every day, and growing all these things and different things. So there is a financial side to this, but there's much more so on a broader scale. There's just a life. There's like fixing what's broken in your life. So that way, I'm convinced in general, for a lot of people, alcoholism and alcohol in general is not their problem, it's their solution to their problems. They don't have a healthy solution, and so they just go to alcohol. And they just say, I've got all these problems, I'm going to drink my problems away. And then alcohol becomes their solution instead of, what people would call a problem. To them, it's a solution. And in the same way, I think that I've found other ways to medicate myself that were not healthy. Didn't use drugs and alcohol, but I found other problems. So I know I probably missed some, and I know some people probably headed out, but I'm gonna just park here at Papa John's for a couple minutes, and then I'm gonna use Upside to see if that. So hopefully that stream is good now. So sorry that got out on. I did also make a video on that, the shipping stuff, and it got resolved by this afternoon. I should probably make a follow-up. I'm not trying to go on and become an Amazon expert on YouTube, but there was literally nothing out there. So I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to do that. So awesome. And Dustin, I appreciate the good vibe. I mean, that's what we try to do. We're trying to make it like, look, I can find reasons to be negative about anything. That's that same IHOP order. I can find reasons to be negative, but that's not where I want to live. I just can't live there anymore. I got to push through it. And, you know, I've been working a lot on just resetting my mindset, being very stoic, trying to be non-emotional with things. Like, yeah, I've got my highs and lows just like everybody else does, but and you may not agree with me on all my takes on all the different things that I talk about. That's fine, but I just want you guys to all know it comes out of a heart of, I'm trying to make sure that I'm becoming the person I want to be. So, hey, Z06, been a while. Been a while. How are you doing? Thanks for hanging out. We had a fun heart-to-heart chat. Awesome. Appreciate it so much, Dustin. I definitely will be doing some streaming over the weekend. Hold on. Did I say it right again? Because I know I had it, and now I haven't said it. Z06 Vet. Sorry, right, the whole thing. Z06 Vet. So I'm not going to hang here super long. I'm just like sitting at Papa John's. All right, good. Z06 Vet. It's 10:20. I'm going to be out all day tomorrow. I got to be up at, like 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. So I'll probably do late. Excuse me. It's chicken nuggets and sip cups coming back to get me here. I'll probably do late night delivery in the next couple of nights. So, but I just kind of wrap up anything. So if you guys have any other thoughts or questions, let me know. I'll give you the stream stats. I always love sharing the stream stats because like this doesn't happen without you guys. So just this stream tonight, hour and a half in, 238 views, 10 and a half watch hours. And then I don't know where we were on subscribers to start the day, but we're at 690, so we're 10 away from our $700 goal. So and we're basically at, so I'll give you an actual total because everything is, we don't have anything pending right now. So I did say hour and a half, 2.5 hours. If I said hour and a half, I meant 2.5. Obviously, I'm starting to get tired. But in just over 2 hours of delivery, we did, awesome, thank you, Z06 Vet. All right, so we did $21.25. That was on Doordash. That's the order we just completed. We did 2 orders on Ubereats for $24.76, and then we drove to a store that was closed and got the base pay of $27.62. So basically in just about 2 hours of delivery time, we did $73 tonight, which is great. My goal was only $50. In addition, I got free chicken nuggets from one of my buddies, and we got the sip cup and all those other things. So I am going to cars screeching their tires because I'm not seeing anything come in. I am gonna go see, so there's a gas station near here that usually has good cash back, but sometimes they're closed. Like, I don't know why a gas station would close in the middle of the night. So we're gonna drive over there. I'm still leaving everything on. I'm not quitting on delivering for sure, but it's gonna have to be good, and especially if it's gonna take me super far away, because I'm pretty close to home. But there's no reason to shut everything off yet. So I'm gonna go check out. There's a 19 cents a gallon and 20 cents a gallon. Got a biker going by. So there's 19 cents a gallon, 20 cents a gallon. The closer gas station is 19 cents a gallon, which is fine. I'm not going to drive an extra mile for an extra cent a gallon. Cash back, and this is using the Upside app. If you guys aren't already getting cash back on Upside, let me know. I can get you an affiliate link that can get you started. I am closing in on $300 cash back using Upside so far. I'm at $273.83. That was since March. It's basically in 6 months. So I'm gonna be close to like $500 cash back in a year. All right, so we're gonna see. I don't know if these pumps are open. If they're open, I'm just gonna fill up here. Let's see, it looks like they are open. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Oh, there's a bonus actually right now. Normally it's 10 cents a gallon on your first fill up. If you fill up using my link or my invite code, which is ZKS75E, you get a bonus 15 cents a gallon on Upside. So for your first fill up, you get a bonus 15 cents a gallon plus whatever else they're offering. So ZKS75E is my referral code. And then every time you fill up, I get like a penny. So it's another way that you can support the channel just by doing just filling up with gas that you have to do anyway. So what was that question here? Let's see, I saw something. Do you shop at Safeway? Oh, there's a cat running through the parking lot here. No, we don't have Safeway down here. I don't know how far south Safeway goes. Our main grocery store is Publix. Publix is the store that everybody in Florida pretty much swears by. So, all right, the pumps are open. So I'm gonna click on the offer. I'll kind of show you a little bit if you're interested in this. So you can just download the Upside app. You don't have to use my affiliate link either, but it does give you a little boost and a head start. So it shows me where I'm at. I know it's a little, maybe if I turn the light on, maybe it won't blur out. Anyway, it says 0.2 miles, but I'm at the gas station. So I'm gonna claim it, 19 cents a gallon. They're giving 30 cents a gallon cash back on diesel. That's a pretty good deal. It's almost 10% off. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna fill up like I normally do. And then if we don't get any other orders, then I'm gonna probably call her quits for the night. And then we'll be back streaming again tomorrow. Maybe even as early as tomorrow morning. We'll see. See if I'm feeling it tomorrow morning. But I'm gonna gas up and then we'll wrap it up. So I always recommend gassing up at night, at the end of the day. That way you're ready to go tomorrow. So when I get up tomorrow, I'll drive everybody to school. We'll leave at 7, and then at 7:30, I will just be ready to go. So I'm much more likely to get a good order at 7:30 or 8 o'clock in the morning than I am probably at 10:30 at night here. So this is just one of the tips I always give people is just do something tonight. Sorry, the pump stuff is really loud. But do something today that your tomorrow self will thank you for. So that's just kind of one of the basic principles, because it's like, how many times have you been like, oh, I'm ready to go do this thing, or you're motivated, and then like, oh, I don't have the gas, or oh, I got to go do this. It's like, remove those excuses. It'll make it a lot easier for you to be productive. So awesome. Yes, Nick, thank you so much. Hopefully I can make it the 2 miles, because it is looking pretty dead out here the rest of the way, which is fine. It's 10:30 on a Thursday night. Most people have to get up, go to work, go to school, and that's me as well. So I think actually I'm really motivated enough to go home, so I'm gonna start turning all the apps off here.
Only to have their car stolen and destroyed. With no money and all hope nearly lost, they were saved by...
I mean, we made 3 deliveries tonight, plus the canceled order, and we get $70. So it's like, be picky when you can. Be picky. It's nice. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you gotta just take stuff, but I'm probably gonna do that next week. I'm probably gonna do a chunk of earn by time taking every order on Doordash. I don't know if I'm going to turn it into a full video, but I may just live stream it.
Welcome to Matador's Must-See America. It's almost Halloween. Maybe this year, try a thrill-seeking experience. But safety first. Establish contact
All right.
with local guides.
The pump is pumping really slow tonight.
Trust your instincts and know your limits when choosing a location.
I think we're going to need about 11 gallons. So.
Try our free ChatGPT travel assistant guide key.
All right. Yep, 10.8, and I'll just pump it up to get to 11.
Feeling hungry? Come inside today.
All right, and then after you fill up with Upside, then you just got to tell them, in this case, which credit card you paid with, or whatever, which card. In this case, I used a debit card. So whatever card you paid with, just tell them that. And it usually takes about 2 days, and then you see your cash back in your balance. So this is, talking about the debt-free, I'm using Upside as one of my challenges. So once I get it to $540, it'll pay off one of my credit cards. If it's not already paid off before then, hopefully it will be, but that's one of the goals. So I'm up like halfway there. All right, I already forgot that number. Yeah, I'm tired. It's time to go home. And I didn't eat most of my nuggets, so I have them to come with me tomorrow. So nothing like free Chick-fil-A leftovers that you get the next day. So I think that's basically about it. We're gonna rock and roll for the night. Appreciate all of you. Thank you for the time spent. Hopefully it was a little bit of an encouragement, a little bit of a challenge, a little bit of a lesson, and hopefully we had some fun along the way too. I will be live streaming this weekend, possibly as early as tomorrow morning. Possibly. So looking forward to seeing you all soon, talking with you. If you haven't yet hit that like and subscribe, please do so on the way out. As a small YouTube creator, those things mean so much to me. Thank you for every watch minute, watch hour that you helped contribute to the channel, helping grow this channel from a little bit. Have an awesome night.